Welcome everyone, this is Kathleen and I'm so glad to be here. I'm back with our two eclectic journals that we're making. So this was the original one that I made, and then this is the one that I'm making with Linda's Happy Mail. So I think it turned out well. I did this cover with the recycled Reader's Digest covers, and I made a new spine and made it rounded. So this one it ended up with 3 signatures, which was a little more than I intended, but it's just the way the papers ended up looking the best. And so I made 3 signatures. This is a vintage metal button. The brass is kind of aged and picked up this kind of greenish color, so I think it looks really good on there. I still obviously have to do the closure with the elastic and the beads on both of them, but we'll do that at the end. Okay, so what I want to do is make 3 just kind of creative, fun page spreads with pockets or tucks, and just using some really funky things. You all have playing cards, right? Yeah, and if you don't, that's something to look for the next time you're at the thrift store. I want to use these playing cards in kind of a peekaboo pocket, and so we'll do that one. And let me show you how that looks in this journal. That same element is on this page. Of course, this is a smaller journal, but this is that pretty get well card that I have arranged here in this place, and it obviously flips up and creates all that journaling space. And then on the back, then I've made this little peekaboo pocket with the vintage playing cards, and I've done this little collage here with a swallow and a flower and a little sentiment there. Okay, so that's how that looks in the journal. So let me show you how to create this in this journal. This is going to go on this page with the lake. So I chose one of my cards that has a little boy fishing. So this is going to go around here like this. So let me glue that down. Because it's going to flip, I'm going to glue it on this side. So the flap will make a pocket on this side. And then on this side it will flip open. So now that that's glued in, we can take, this is another really cute card, happy birthday card, but see, it opens all the way up, and I just love that for journaling space. So, and because it's an eclectic journal, it doesn't matter that it's happy birthday. And all of these little flowers around here match this paper bag pocket. So yeah, that'll be nice. And maybe we can do some decorating there later. But now this is going to be the pocket here. And I'm just going to arrange these. Actually, let's put this down first because that's going to define the other side. But whenever you glue playing cards, you need to sand the edge wherever you're going to glue it so that it will stick to the paper. Okay, so we'll just put a little sanding there, and then we can glue this one down. And I'm going to keep it kind of a little bit away from the spine. Okay, so there's that one. Now that will form a nice edge over here. Mark this, and then I will know where to put it. Make sure that that's not sticking. That's good. Great. Okay, I like that. I think that's cute. Let's put a piece of ephemera in there. Great. So now this glue stops the edge in the bottom, and then this flap is the stop on the other side. Great, I like it. Let's look at this one again. I like that idea, honestly, and it uses up the playing cards, and that's a nice thing too. And then, of course, on this side, it's a tuck as well. So, okay, there's the first one done. The second one is from a pocket pattern I have in the pocket playlist. So, there's that one, and then we're going to do it here, which is nearly the same thing. You can see that they're a little different, but both of these are in the pocket pattern playlist, and I will link that so that you can check that out if you want. There's other tutorials. I found the perfect color match here in this a key for identifying birds, and so I'm going to glue that here. And then all you need to create this, obviously, is just two rectangle shapes, and then one is smaller than the other, so it's a little double tuck. I'm going to put this on the opposite side, though. So let me do that. And then we'll glue on this side in the bottom. Yeah, and you know, sometimes we want to worry about, oh my gosh, I've just covered up, you know, this or this, you know, all of these. Yeah, you can't worry about that. You just can't get too concerned, and I promise, I think in the end, it looks good to me. Okay, so these are one of the little labels that Linda sent in the other little packet of supplies. I'm going to use that on this because it's a perfect match. Again, I'm just going to put that label there, and then we'll put this butterfly on. And the reason why I chose this one is because it has just a hint of green, and then it has this black that kind of blends with those other black markings in the parakeets. So I'm just going to put this there on that label. And I think that's nice. Yeah, okay. Let's do the other one. So this other one is, as I showed you, it's this kind of the same thing. It's a corner tuck, but this one has a little pocket on this second one. And so what I'm going to do is just use this part of it. Okay, so I have found the first rectangle is this. It's some kind of ephemera, and I'm going to use that as the base. So I think I'm going to leave the corners square on this, so I won't round that. So the colors that I'm choosing are going to kind of blend these two patterns together. So that's one of the tips, remember, that I gave in the mixing patterns video, is that you can mix patterns by using the colors in both patterns, or you can make a pattern on this one by using the colors in this one. So that's what I'm doing. Then I found this Braille paper, and thankfully I'm friends with a sweetheart named Mama Juju, and she sent me some Braille paper. I'm gonna do a little divot there. So thank you, Juju, for the Braille paper. So I'm gonna create the pocket with that. So there's the pocket, and then I really want to rematch the blue, so I've hand dyed some ribbon, and I had found this little button card in my ephemera drawer, and I've backed it with just some graph paper, and I'm going to use that as a tuck in there. So, and then this also matches and blends, and so I'm going to put this down across here. Okay, a couple of days ago when I tied a bow, someone was asking if I would slow down so she could see how I tied the bow. So I'm going to go ahead and tie the bow so that you can see how I do it. So when you tie your shoes, you know, initially you tie that part and then you tie the bow, and I skipped that first part. So that's the only thing that's different about tying the bow, is that I skipped that first part, because this bow just doesn't need that, and it's going to save quite a bit of bulk in the journal if I don't tie that initial part. So I just do a regular bow, but it just only has this part. Okay. Now I can trim that. And now I just pull it back a little, just to make sure that it doesn't come undone. Then I put just a little bit of glue there, and again on the other side. And then I usually put a paper clip on it until it's dried. Okay, so that's just going to fit down in there. And that's the way that will look. There's that page. Yeah. Okay, now the third page is, this is what I woke up thinking I wanted to do. I went looking for some stencils that I knew I had. I have a whole bag of all kinds of stencils that are used you can see that these are used. I bought them at a kind of an artist swap meet that we had in Santa Fe a couple of years ago, and somebody was just selling all their old stencils, and I thought, I bet I can use those somehow, and today is the day. So what I'm going to do, let me find the page that I want to put it on. It's going to be on this page, and again, I'm just going to make a side tuck, but I'm going to split it. I'm going to split this stencil between 2 pages. So in this book, it's going to go, here we go. I have 2. I have the alphabet and then numbers and symbols, but I'm going to save this for another time, and I'm going to put the other half of this on here. So we'll make it on this one first. There's some pink there and some darker bluish green, but I'm just going to put a little more blue and green on these stencils. I want it to look deliberate. So we'll just put a little more ink there. Okay, that looks deliberate. Now I'm going to cut that and make it the right side. I'll be right back. Okay, so we'll save this for the other journal, and I want to round the corner and then round this corner. See, I like that. I have just a couple of stickers that I'm going to use. This one I'm going to put on this side of the page. And this one there. That makes it look deliberate. Now, when you use stencils like this, it's best to use a solid contrasting kind of color, and then that way you can see the letters. Yeah, so we'll put that piece of note paper in there, and there's that spread. I kind of like that, especially in an eclectic journal. It's unexpected, unusual, and I think it's appealing. Let's take the other side, and we'll do that same thing on this pretty page. This is a painty paper, again from my sweet friend Mama Juju. So let me cut that off, and again we'll round the corner, a small one down here and the larger one up there. I think this needs to be, I think we'll do blue. Distressing, so that it looks used. And then I'm going to take the rest of this ribbon I think I'm going to put a little paint splatter on there, and I wish I would have done it before I put the bow on it. So I'm going to have to protect that some way, and I need to protect the rest of it too. This So this is why we do things like this before we put it in the journal, right? And then let's thin the paint just a little and get this splatter brush. And just make sure that that ribbon is tucked up in there. Okay, and then we'll just put some splatter on it. Yeah. Okay, let me take this and dry it. I think I better move the lace. While we have it like this, then I think I'll do just a little bit of distress spray on there also. So let me just put this back. And we'll put this back. And then we'll just take the spray and do just a little bit of spritz. Okay, and this is kind of this is speckled egg, and so it's a little bit of a greener blue. And so that's coming out with the yellow is kind of a green, which is good. I don't mind that. Let me try this now. Okay, so now let's see what it looks like. Let's take this off, pull that out. Now I'm going to have to redo the bow. Okay, I like that. And again, we want to put in a contrasting paper. So this is just, you know, the flyleaf of one of the Reader's Digest books. And we'll slip that behind there. And I like the way that looks. And yeah, so thank you, Juju, for sending me that paper. And I think that deliberate with my deliberate looks pretty good. And it's very eclectic. Here is the card page on this in this journal, and it flips out like that, and we'll finish this part later. And in this journal, here's the card page in this journal. Okay, and then here is this pretty corner tuck with the little tag and a bow. And on this side, that page is right here. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, I like that. And then finally, here is the stencil page in this journal, and the stencil page in this journal. All right, thanks so much for being with me, and I will see you again with a new eclectic project.